Hello, live from the Hive. I'm so excited. I'm doing Snarky Cats today. I am doing a slimline card. What is a slimline card, you ask? It is a long, narrow card. It measures 9 by 7.5 when it's open, so it's 3 3/4 closed. Fits in a standard mailing envelope. And I've decided to do some inking and blending with Tim Holtz Distress Inks and Oxide. Should have had ink with that as well, but I don't have that one. That yellow. I want to do yellow, and I don't have that yellow in an ink. So I have 3 different birthday cards. I want to pick one. I have Happy Birthday. How many cat years is that? I have, oh my God, it's your birthday. You're 1 year closer to being a crazy cat lady. I really like that one. I think I might do that one. And then I have, to be old and wise, you must first be young and crazy, and you're getting there. Happy birthday. So I think I'm going to do the crazy cat lady one because I have an idea for that. So I have Snarky Cat stamps. These are rubber stamps. Images on the back so you know what cat you're making. And I'm using an acrylic mat to do the stamping with so you can see it. I need my black ink. Pardon me while I lean forward. I'm also going to use my Vagabond today because I want to cut out a cute hole for my cat to peek through. So I have my Sizzix Framelits circle set. Probably going to pick one of the smaller ones because that will allow me to cut just the opening on this card. And I think I'm going to ink first and then cut the opening so I can save the piece. I'm going to turn the screen down so you guys can watch what I'm doing while I do it. So here's my creative space. Set it away. Yes, my creative. So what I'm doing now is I have my stamp and I'm picking which circle fits the card the best. I like that one. Okay. All right. So, Echo, light the crown.
Be creative.
Thank you. I will. So, this there. So I'm lining this up. Of course, it's backwards. There. I don't want it to cut through the back of the card. Okay, so I'm going to run this through my machine. You don't want your dies all the way to the end of your cutting pads because the pads won't go through the machine. I forgot to ink first. That's all right. So now I have a spot. cat. I'm going to do some blending first. And for the crazy cat ladies, let's see. We will do blue, pink, and purple. So on the bottom of my ink pad, I've glued a Velcro piece and my felt top. This is the piece of felt that I use. I'm doing some blending. This card's some pretty color. Might do the inside too, we'll see. But by doing this, with I can save that blue and not get it all over my other colors, except for my fingers because of working with the ink. So I've done blue. I'm doing the slimline card. I've done the blue. I'm blending the colors here. I'm using Distress ink by Tim Holtz and Ranger products. There's a difference between the types of inks that you can get for crafting if you're doing cards. And these inks, they're not meant just for cards. You can do this technique for scrapbooks. You can use the alcohol inks on other materials other than paper products. So there's differences in what the inks do. Who's here with me? Hello, hello. Let me know who you are in the chat. And then we can chat. Let me know who you are in the chat so we can chat. So I'm using pink, purple, and blue because I like those colors today. And I'm blending. I'm using the Distress inks right now. Maybe. I think my red is no longer red. And my pink is no longer pink. I don't even see it in there. You see purple. Let's give this a test. All right, that's just not even. That pink has hit its last pink. I'm going to just do that with it. That one's bit the dust. I have a trash bucket. Save that one. I can put it on another pink pad. All right, well, so I've distressed the top of the card. This one's going to say, oh my gosh, it's your birthday. I think I like it like that. So I'm designing a slimline card. These fit in a standard mailing envelope, business envelope. So it's about a 9-inch length card. And it's 3 3/4 this way. My message will go in here. So this is going to go in here. And I'm going to stamp my crazy cat, my cat stamp that's on the acrylic. I'm going to stamp down here, but I have to remember to line it up with the circle so that I can see his face, because I want him to peek through. That's what I'm working on. So going forward after next Tuesday's video, my Tuesday night videos are going to be recorded. My Saturday mornings will be the live crafting. I need to color this in. See how distractible I am? Let's work on the outside. No, let's work on the inside. Let's see, we did blues and purples. Let's see, dark purple or light purple? What did I do? Light purple. So I'm going to use light purple. These are fine point color markers by Pentel. There's all kinds of great colors in there. Yep, I'm going to do this first, and then I can let this dry. The purple almost doesn't show through with the black lines, but that's okay. It's been a quiet day here at the house, at the Hive. Keeping busy, working full time, taking care of the family, all my drones. Yep. I talked to, I think, all of them this week. I love it when I talk to my drones. They check in periodically. Or I do the creepy mom thing and I call them. Or text them. Because they might not respond, but I know they read them. So I pre-printed these out. I cut the cards out on my Cricut machine just to make it easier. But you don't need a Cricut machine. You can cut these out by hand because of these are simple measurements. So the outer card is that it's a 9 by 7.5 piece of paper. So I used a 12 by 12, but you can do it on an 8.5 by 11 if you're just doing one card. But you can get 3 out of a 12 by 12, right? No, I lied. You can't. I cut them out of 8.5 by 11s. So 9 by 7.5 cut out of an 8.5 by 11 paper. The insides I cut with the 12 by 12 because I was able to put all 3 of these prints. I did these as a draw on the Cricut. I should color it backwards so I don't get ink on my fingers. Being left-handed, when I color with markers, because my fingers rest on the table, I turn the side of my pinky colors. Do it with pens, with ink, you do it with markers. But anyways, so one 8.5 by 11 sheet will cut you out your card base. The inside, this piece that I'm working on now, is 3.5 by 8 3/4. Gives me a nice matte on the inside. I chose the cream color because I wanted to keep it simple on the inside. Yep. I'm making one card for now. If I have time, I'll make more. But I'm getting a jump on my birthday cards. I already sent one out for the month of February. Delivered by a drone. Signed by a drone, but that's okay. Pay it forward. Make somebody's day sweeter with a card. Okay. Yeah. So right now I'm just coloring in the words. I had this dry. I put the text into Design Space. I don't remember what. This one might be just the Cricut Sans. I have the typewriter on one of them. This one. This has the typewriter font. I like that font. That's a fun font. And I think I goofed this up because I think this is too wide for a card. So I might have to rewrite that by hand. For some reason I sized it completely different. But that's okay. I can always freehand it. If you like your writing, freehand it. If you don't like your writing, have a machine do it. Or die cuts. Either way works. All right. I have some other stamps. I don't know where they went. I had them out. I'm going to put them away. I have birthday cake, presents, birthday cake, balloon. I'm going to be using the balloon. I don't know if I'm going to use the others. These are Stampin' Up stamps. So you'll see I use a variety of equipment when I craft. Paints, inks, markers, get them from all over the place. I get them online, get them from craft stores, and believe it or not, I get some good deals at the secondhand stores. So I think I'm going to have to test him on his mouth. He doesn't want to ink. There it is. That's better. And I got my finger. Let's do it this way. Yeah. See, he's good and inked. Now I want to line this up in the card. That there. The great thing is I can put the acrylic right up against the back of the card and know exactly where I want my stamp to be. They have stamp mats that you can stick your, if you're making multiple cards, you can stick your stamp on the acrylic mat and get the same stamp in the same spot every single time. Now I can color him if I want. This is fun. I forgot sticky tape. Nope, I was smart and I have my sticky tape. Should I color the cat? Should I color the cat? Sticky tape is good for the long pieces of paper. You can get this in a variety of places. Like a cat, I shed, I get hair on my tape. Line this up. Stuck more than I wanted. There we go. Nope. Ugh, too far down. All right, up closer to the edge. Let's do it this way. There we go. That's it. Okay. Crazy cat. That's fun. I should color the cat in. Markers. I'm going to tell you about the inks when I'm working on the front of the card. I could do orange. Does orange go with purple? I don't know. I could put googly eyes on them too. Crazy cat, crazy cat. It's fun. I like these stamps. These stamps are, let's see, where's the packaging? These are a Tim Holtz collection. Stampers Anonymous, Crazy Cats. That's what the package looks like. Comes with 6 cats and some sayings. I was talking about these last week, I think. Yep. These can be used. I got the generic. They have crazy cats for Christmas. They have crazy cats for, and these are just plain crazy cats. I like the plain ones because then I can decorate them and dress them up for whatever holiday I want. In this case, it's birthdays. What color should I do his mouth? I'm going to have to Google a picture and see. Yep. So these stamps are fun. They come with sayings too, but I made my own. It's the great thing about creating cards is if you're stuck, there are lots of options out there. Pinterest, even the stuff that you buy usually has suggestions and tips for makes. Little cat. I'm going to have to Google his mouth though. Yep. These are my birthday cards. Getting a jump on the birthdays. I still have Christmas cards to make. Do I do his mouth black? Could. Or gray. Dark gray. Dark gray around his eyes make him a little more crazy looking. And I'll do his mouth. Make him pop a little more. Oh, his nose. Supposed to have a nose there. His nose didn't stamp. There we go. It's got spots in there. I think I just did his nose in the wrong place. And the wrong orange. Yay, that was exciting. It was this one. Yep. Oh well. It is what it is. Give him some more color in there. Put his nose in the wrong spot. I did that thing again with my phone. Sorry. Bishop is checking on people. So I'm just coloring away here, making my little crazy cat look a little more crazy. I like it. I think I want to do around my circle. I'll have to do that later. I don't have any paper. Cat is done. That is in. I can either put it straight like this, or I can do it like this. I kind of like it like this because he's crazy, so it doesn't have to be straight. I hope everyone's having a good Saturday. I was productive and ran a couple errands in the morning. I'm going to ink darker around the edges of the card because I'd like it to show up, and maybe the circle. So this was the purple that matched. Of course I did. So now I'm just going to color the whole circle in. Make it pop. Make the crazy cat stand out a little bit. Could have cut it out with a mat from the die set. I just was trying to color the edge and I missed. That's all right. When you make homemade cards for people, don't forget to sign the back or something to know that it's handmade by you. That way the receiver knows, but later other people looking at the collections, if it's a saved card, will see it and know that you made a card. I put little bees on the back of mine because I like bees. That's why my business name is the Bee's Knees, because bees with Bee's Knees is awesome. And I think making cards are awesome. I like to sweeten people's days. See, getting ink on my finger. Just like I told you I would. Coloring with the markers. Cute. Doing the inside edge of the circle so that it's purple also. Card making and scrapbooking do not have to be with one type of product or design. You can do all kinds of creative things with them. Scrapbooks now have even become more interactive with pop-up pages and hidden pockets. I have a whole collection in Pinterest of folio techniques. I did a folio for a drone for their 2nd anniversary. I think it was their 2nd. I don't know. I did a folio album recently, and it had all kinds of fun interactive pages with little locks, all kinds of fun things. You can purchase folios pre-made. They don't have the pages in them, but they have the shell of the folio. But I've also invested in some really cool dies for cutting folios. And the pages fit in my Vagabond, which is awesome. I know that several companies out there make and sell the folio pages and the spines. Yep. Okay, so inks. There's distress oxides. There are distress inks. And there are alcohol inks. So distress inks, which is what these all mostly are. Distress inks are a dye type ink, and they become more transparent when you use them. So it's the way the color appears on the cards. The color of your card base will also affect how the inks look. So when you're using inks, take time to play and experiment. Make backgrounds, make things for cutting out your dyes and stuff, because you can experiment and really see the differences, that how the inks change based on the product that you're cutting them with. This card's fun. So with Distress inks, they dry quickly. So if you notice, I did not have to take a heat gun to this to dry this. The amount of time that I was working on the inside of the card, the top of the card dried pretty quickly, where my marker might even still be a little wet. So the Distress inks dry quick. When you use Distress inks, you'll find that the backgrounds of your card, so if I put a Distress ink over a stamp, whatever's underneath it will show through more. Oxide inks, which I have one of here. Oxide inks are a pigment ink, so they're a little bit different the way they are, the way they're made. The oxide inks dry more opaque. They're not transparent, they're opaque. These dry, the oxides dry a little more slowly, so if you're using those, you're going to want to use your heat gun, because you can blend really nicely with oxides. It's fun to turn them into watercolors, but you want to dry between your layers with a heat gun. Otherwise, you're going to be waiting for them to dry for a while. They have a more chalky finish, and they would cover the background. So if I'm putting the yellow on something, the yellow is going to hide the other colors or whatever's underneath it. So you don't want to use an oxide much on the top of something you want it underneath. So now I want to darken up my edges a little bit. Just to give the card some pop. Both Distress inks and oxide inks can be watered. I have a little squirt bottle that I use. It's like a 3-ounce squirt bottle. So you can water them and use them with water brushes, watercolors. You can blend with them on a mat and get some really pretty backgrounds going with them, kind of like what I did here, but you can do it with water. If you just apply the ink, you can get some really good techniques. There's lots of techniques out there for blending and using the water. Both can be embossed, which is fun. I like embossing. I'm going to break out my embossing tools and do some embossing. I picked up some nice embossing glitters and colors. Yep. Now, alcohol inks. Now, Distress and oxide inks you can use on all different kinds of papers. There's mixed media paper. This is just plain cardstock. You can do that. Okay, there's one card done. Got time for one more card. Oh my God, it's your birthday. You're 1 year closer. So this was some blending. Pre-cuts from my Cricut. Written with the Cricut, colored by me, and then my crazy cat. How awesome is that? I love that cat. He's so fun. Let's see. Can I solve this problem? To be old and wise, you must first be young and crazy. I goofed and cut it out wider than the card. But that does not mean, yes it does, because this is printed this way. So is there a solution to this? Yes, there is. Make it like a crazy cat. We'll make it look crazy, right? Let's trim this to be old and wise. Okay, so alcohol inks. Let's go back to that. Alcohol inks are a pigment ink as well as the oxides, but it is alcohol based. It also dries transparent, like the Distress inks, because it's also an ink. But the alcohol inks are more fast drying. And the great thing about the alcohol inks is they're really good to be used on non-porous surfaces. So you can use them on paper, but you can totally change other things by doing alcohol inks on them. You can do glass. Glass, plastic, leather. You can even do polymer clays. The fun thing about alcohol inks is once they're dry, they are waterproof. So, since we're talking young and crazy, do I do the crazy cat or the wise cat? Let's do the wise cat. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to wash these today. And don't let ink sit on your stamps. Wash them when you're done, so that they will be good for your next use. If you let the inks stay on them, then they dry in there and they cake in there, and then it interferes. You don't get a good clean stamp. So, all right, let's move that over there. Put those in the trash. Let's see. Let's pick a nice bright color. I'm doing greens and yellows. Green and yellow. So I'm going to do blending on the outside of this card with the greens and yellows. So I'm going to color the inside greens and yellows. Today is Saturday, February something. Where are we? What's the date? February 6th. February 6th. I don't like where I put my apostrophe, but oh well. Makes it a little crazier, right? Because we're talking about being young and crazy to get old and wise. I don't know that I'm always considered old and wise. Mostly just old these days. But they do say that you're only as old as you feel, and I haven't matured, so does that make me old? I don't know. So I'm coloring this one in, trying not to get the ink on my fingers again. when you're working with markers and inks, you will find that you get inks on your fingers and will even smudge other projects you're working on if you're doing multiple inkings. Don't get upset that it's a mistake. Roll with it. It makes it personalized and unique. Managed to rub most of the marker off of this finger. So I like these cards. These are fun. They're pretty. They're long and slim. You can do all kinds of creative things with slimline cards. I don't think I have a whole Pinterest page dedicated to just slimlines. I tend to intermingle my cards on Pinterest. So on Pinterest, I have CJ Mulcahy, I think is what it's under. And I didn't want that in yellow. I have a whole section for Cricut cards and crafts, and you can see where I get my inspiration for my cards. I have all kinds of categories under the Cricut page for all the different types of cards. If you happen to troll my Pinterest and you see something you like that you'd like me to demonstrate or that you'd like to learn how to do, let me know. I will be pulling my videos and my lives out of my Pinterest because, you know, do what you like what you do. So I will be doing that. Let's see. I have many categories. I have love notes. I have melodies of love, which are different than love notes. Love notes are more like Valentine's Day and anniversaries. Melodies of love and thanks are music based. Yep. And oh, Echo. What's my notification? Nope, I don't get it because he got it first. All right, greens and yellows. Let's start with the lighter color. Throwing things on the floor. I'm not being dropped in on. I found the cutest little trash bucket. I'm so excited. I went to the craft store this morning and I found a new bucket because I was looking for something to hang on my desk to put my trash in. I usually use the little school lunch bags, but I wanted something a little bigger. Found the cutest little white bucket and it's got bees on it. I like this color. Now I could do the water blending, but I don't want to. I'm just going to blend this way. So my base is more yellow. Touch it up with some. This one doesn't have a Velcro pad for it yet. I might have to buy more colors because I have a feeling, yep. Some of these colors are starting to dry out. This is supposed to be a light green. Yeah, nice pretty colors. Springy because, you know, March is coming. March. Everybody thinks of St. Patrick's Day. So I went with yellows and greens. Yep. This is the darker green. Green up the edges a bit. fingers. Smudge it in with my thing. There we go. I like the colors. So I don't do a lot with ink. I usually was doing a lot with the Cricut machine, but in the print and cut feature, I'm broadening my card making with stamps and inking. The great news is there's lots of tutorials out there by Ranger and Tim Holtz and other crafters. You can learn watercoloring. I learned watercoloring over Thanksgiving or Christmas. We did watercoloring. Yep. So there's a fun technique. To be old and wise, you must first be young and crazy. And I am not going to get particular about how these go on, because it doesn't have to be. It's young and old and wise, young and crazy, right? Should I ink the edges? No, I kind of like it soft and subtle. To clean all the glue off my mat later. I'm getting stickies on it. Believe it or not, hand sanitizer is good for cleaning glass media mats or baby wipes. Get all that stuff up. Yeah. So I'm just making this card, having fun with it. Snarky cats. Okay. The great thing about these is cards, they don't need to have all kinds of fancy embellishments on them. Nice simple cards. He does not want to ink. When you use your stamps for the first time, you might find that they don't pick up all the ink. Sometimes you have to stamp them a couple times. He's fun. I like him. I don't even think I'm going to color him in. I like him just the way he is. Just give a nice even pressure. Don't move the stamp because you'll smudge it. And then you get that. There you go. To be old and wise, you must first be young and crazy. You're getting there. So there's 2 cards. I had time to make 2 today. Yep. I had fun. I have 10 minutes left, but I think I'm done because it's just me and one other. But thank you for coming. Thank you for watching my video. Let's do this. Hello! Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching my makes. Thanks for enjoying my 2 cards with me. Thank you for spending time on a sweet, snarky Saturday. Please remember to bless other people's and sweeten their day with your cards. And have a nice weekend.